Hello Year 4, I hope you're all okay. Today in science we're going to be looking all about teeth, we're going to be looking at the different types of teeth and also their functions. Now by the end of this session you'll be able to explain why we have teeth, the purpose of why we have teeth. You're going to be able to identify the different types of teeth and where they are in your mouth. You're also going to be able to explain what each of the types of teeth are used for. To start with, you have your retrieval questions. So if you just pause the video and spend around 3 or 4 minutes making your way through these questions, please. Off you go. Okay, so the answers are coming up now and I'm going to just talk you through them. So number 1, what is an omnivore? So if we think back to our first science lesson of this term, an omnivore is an animal that eats both plants and meat. This could be a bear, a bird, and also humans. We are omnivores, unless humans choose not to eat meat. Number 2, what are producers and consumers? So if we remember, last week we were looking all about food chains. We know that every food chain starts with a producer. Producers make their own food from things such as the sun, whereas a consumer eats other plants and animals in the food chain, and it's a living creature. Finally, why do food chains usually start with a green plant? I wonder if anyone got that P word, photosynthesis, within your answer. If you did, well done. So food chains usually start as a green plant because we learnt last lesson plants produce their sunlight and their own energy from the sun. And the process this plant uses to change sunlight into energy is called photosynthesis. So well done if you got all of those right. Now, today's lesson we know is going to be all about our teeth. Now to start with, I'd like you to pause the video, feel your tongue with your teeth. What do they feel like? Do all your teeth feel the same? Pause the video and have a think. Okay, I know that when I feel my teeth with my tongue, my teeth do not all feel the same. Some of my teeth feel bigger or smaller than one another. Some of my teeth feel a bit sharper or softer. Some of my teeth have a different texture or a different shape. So they don't all feel the same. We're going to be learning about different types of teeth today. I want you to think, why do we have teeth? What is the purpose of having teeth? Pause the video and have a think. Well, we have teeth to help us to eat because our teeth help us to cut and chew food, to be able to break it down into little pieces. This can help us to swallow it easier and in time be able to digest it. We're going to be learning lots more about the digestive system over the next few weeks. If we didn't have teeth, we wouldn't be able to cut our food up with our teeth, so our food would have to be mushed up into mush for us to be able to eat it, which is exactly why baby food is soft, because if you see in this picture, they don't have teeth, they have gums, so they have to eat soft food. So we need teeth to help us to eat. Now, on the left hand side is a picture of an adult set of teeth. I want you to think, do all of these teeth look the same? What are the differences between these type of teeth? Pause the video and have a think. Okay, so not all of the teeth look the same, you're right. We can see some of the teeth have flat edges, they look quite soft and smooth, whereas some of them are a bit more rough and a bit indented. Some of them are taller, some of them are shorter, some of them are thinner, some of them are wider. There's lots and lots of differences. We're going to learn about these teeth today because each of these different types of teeth have a different name. The same picture is on here of an adult mouth. Now we are going to have a go at clicking on a tooth to find out more about it. So the first one I want to find out about is this one here. But this tooth here is exactly the same as this one, and this one. So our 4 bottom teeth here. And it's also the same as this one, this one. So this type of tooth here, we have 4 at the bottom of our mouth and 4 at the top of our mouth. Let's find out what it is. These are called incisors. Can you say that? Incisors, well done. Now incisors at the front and at the bottom, they are used for biting and cutting up food. Have you ever eaten an apple before? Me too. So think about when you're biting into an apple. It's your incisors that bite into the apple first to cut it up, to help you to chew it. And they're at the front of your mouth, so we have 4 at the top and 4 at the bottom, so 8 in total. have a look at this picture. This is a picture of an incisor tooth. This pink bit here is your gum, so the bit above your tooth, and here is the root of the tooth, and that bit you can't see. The only bit that you can see is the bit above the black line, which is the bit that you can see, the incisor. You can see that it has flat edges and it's very smooth. Now, I wonder if you knew this. Children only have 20 teeth. Now, these are called milk teeth, whereas a full adult set contains 32 teeth. So I have 32 teeth, but most of you will probably have 20 teeth unless you've lost a few recently and the tooth fairy's been. When you are little and young, your milk teeth, your baby teeth, start coming through at about when you are 6 months old. So when you're really, really little, you only have gums until you are 6 months, and then your milk teeth start coming through. And by the time you are 6 years old, they continue coming through, and you should have had all of your milk teeth through by then. Okay? So let's go back and have a look at a different type of tooth. Oh, I like this one. This one is next to our incisor, and this one is the same as this one, which is also the same as this one and this one. So next to my incisors, at the top and at the bottom, I've got one tooth next to my incisors, which are called a canine tooth. Now I have 4 of these all together, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom, next to my incisors. Let's have a look a bit about them. So canine teeth are used for ripping and tearing up food. And you can see that they're pretty sharp here, as opposed to the incisors, which were flat and smooth. And we've already said they're either sides of our incisors, and you have 4 of them. 2 at the bottom, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Now, did you know the word canine actually means something connected to dogs? Canine teeth, we can see, are often pointy, which is a bit like the teeth of a dog or a wolf. So you can see again here, the root of the tooth is in the gum, and also the bit that you can see is the sharp bit. You might want to have a look in the mirror now to see if you can spot your canine teeth. So, did you know that carnivores, so that's animals that only eat meat, have large canine teeth, so much bigger than this one? Are canine teeth, because that helps them rip their food. What else do you think it might help them do? It might help them become better predators too and get their prey easy if they have sharp teeth. So that is a canine tooth. Next to the canine tooth, we have this tooth here. Now this tooth is the same as this tooth, and this tooth, and this tooth, this tooth, and this tooth, and this tooth, and this tooth. This tooth is called the premolar. Now, we have got 8 premolars altogether, 2, 2, 2, and 2. And these are all towards the back of our mouths. And these premolars are a lot bigger and wider than incisors and canines, and because they have a bigger and better function. So you can see here that they're a lot more bigger and wider. Now, premolars are used for holding and crushing food. So when you want to crush the food into tinier pieces, that's what the premolar does. Now, if I just go back to our diagram, we can see here that right at the back of our mouth, we have a final type of teeth, and these are called our molars. Now, we have got 1 molar, 2 molar, 3 molar on each side of our mouth. So we have 3 right at the back of this side, at the top, 3 at the back at the bottom, 3 at the back at the top, and 3 at the back at the bottom. So we have lots of different premolars and molars. And as we said, the premolars, if it lets me have a go, the premolars are used for holding and crushing the food. And the molars are bigger versions of the premolars, but they grind up the food. And this helps you to prepare, helps your mouth to prepare to swallow your food. Now we can see here that they're a lot larger than our canines and our incisors. Our canines were sharp and pointy, but they weren't very wide, whereas our premolars and molars are very big and wide. If you feel the back of your mouth as well, you can also feel your premolars and your molars. Put your tongue to the back of your teeth and feel your teeth a second, just in the little indents. Can you feel them? So if you feel the back of your mouth and feel for your premolars and molars, you can actually feel these sides of them as well. You can feel a little indent where it goes up into the tooth a bit more, but you can actually feel the sides. Now these sides are called cusps, okay? So it's like a little wall, really tiny wall that you can feel when you feel your teeth. And I'm doing that now with mine as well. And it prepares you for swallowing. Now, another did you know? Babies are actually born with all their teeth, even though they haven't all emerged yet. They are in there, but they're just in their gums. So that's why it makes it a little bit sore when our teeth are coming through, because it's trying to squeeze through the gums, okay? Okay, so we have had a look at all the teeth today. Now, we know that adults, do you remember how many teeth an adult has? 32. Well done. Because we have got 4, what are these called? Do you remember? Incisors at the top and 4 at the bottom. We have got this type of tooth. Do you remember what that's called? A canine tooth. Well done. We've got 4, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom next to our incisors. Do you remember how many of these teeth we have and what they're called? Fantastic. We have got 8 premolar teeth. And finally, how many of these teeth do we have and what are they called? Molars, and we have 12 of them. Well done. So, just having a look towards the end of the session and today, we spoke about today the fact that teeth have roots that hold your teeth in place. Now, if you feel your gums, you can actually feel the root of your teeth. So you can actually see this picture shows how the teeth are actually set and what it would look like if our gums were clear and they were see-through. So you can actually see the root of the teeth here, and if you feel your gums, you can feel that too. Do you want to take a minute to feel your gums? I can feel mine, and I can feel my roots too. It's really important, and we're going to learn about this next lesson, that you care for your gums as well as your teeth so that your whole mouth stays healthy. Okay, your plenary today then, I want to test you and see if you can remember what these teeth are called. Can you identify these teeth? Are they incisors, canines, or molars? And can you remember the function of each of the teeth? Pause the video and have a go, please. Okay, do you remember what this big tooth was called? And do you remember what these little side bits of the teeth are called? They're called cusps, aren't they? And well done, the big tooth is called a molar, and you can have premolars and molars. Well done. This flat tooth here, do you remember? Is it a canine? No, Miss Newman, it's not a canine. Well done. It is a incisor. It's flat and it's smooth. It's an incisor. Well done. And this pointy tooth, do you remember? Well done, it's a canine. It's used for really biting and chewing and tearing those foods up. Well done. Now I wonder if you could remember what each of the teeth are used for. So the molars are used for chewing and grinding food. The incisors biting and cutting food like with the apple. And the canines are used for tearing and ripping food apart, because some people believe canine is another word for a dog. And dogs and wolves say that they both have teeth like a canine, very sharp, really tearing that, ripping that food. Well done if you got those right. Your task for today then. Your task is to complete both of these worksheets. On worksheet 3B, number 1, I would like you to first describe what each of these 3 teeth are used for. Using some examples of what we've done today, talk about what shapes they are, what they look like, talk about their functions, okay, and anything else you can remember. And then I would like you to have a go at using the diagram of an adult model of teeth. Colour the incisors red, the canines blue, and the molars green. So that includes the premolars and the molars. So all of the teeth should have a different colour. Now if you don't have red, blue or green, you can create yourself a different key. You might want to use one in pen, one in pencil, one in a different coloured pen, for example, but make sure you correctly make a key so then that I can see that I know that you know it, okay? And your final task for science today, using a mirror, have a careful look at your teeth. I would like you to draw a diagram of your mouth, making sure that you include all of your teeth, but also any gaps where your milk teeth have fallen out, because you might have lost a tooth recently. And then I want you to have a go at counting. How many incisors do you have? Do you have all 8 of them? How many canines do you have? Do you have all 4 of them? And how many molars do you have? And if you're feeling super duper, can you spot which ones are molars and which ones are premolars? Maybe even for this one, you might want to make a different section for your premolars too. Okay, that is your task for today. Have a lovely rest of your day and I will see you in our next video. Bye, Year 4.